have a really cool announcement. So I'm going to tell you about it at the end of her interview. But be ready, because Lori Hunt, who else is on here that was at Seaside Soiree?
I'm going to have some.
That was my tip. That was my little, what is it called? Hint. The hint. Seriously, my brain is really fried. I'm calling people by different names. I don't know where we are right now. No, I do know where we are. We're at Ice Resin. Just kidding. I need some bacon. Okay. Me and Connor want bacon for breakfast. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Yay! Okay. Yay! Okay, Kristen. Guess who I'm with at the Ice Resin booth? Kristen Robinson. Yay!
And I'm with Elena.
Yay!
Who loves bacon.
I love bacon.
We always talk about bacon.
Okay, so I know, but this is why, because I love cute piggies. I was born in the year of the pig. My mom was born in the year of the pig. There's a whole bunch of pig lovers out there. So I love cute piggies, and they taste so good.
That's wrong.
So, no, they're cute and tasty.
Give me beef bacon. Okay, let's just move on.
All right, okay, we'll get off the bacon thing, because I'm actually getting very hungry now. Okay, so you guys say hi, Kristen. Hi, Kristen has, well, she has a style that I absolutely, this is like my favorite. So I've been trying to get her to like be a part of some of our events, and she's always willing, but she's so dang busy, so you have to just like squeeze her in your schedule, and we'll talk about it later. But first we want to talk about, she came out with a line of bezels.
Yes.
With Ice Resin. So let me do this really quick before we keep going, because I want to make sure, because it gets blocked up sometimes.
Okay.
And I don't know, in this booth we had a little trouble before. A whole romantic line. If you can hear me and the live feed is good, please type in hi, Kristen. I just want to make sure they can hear and see us. Because earlier, you know, we were having trouble.
There we go.
Oh, there we go. All right, okay. Just want to make sure. Okay, because this is the last interview of the day. I'm like, you cannot freeze up on me now, man. Okay, so a whole line of romantic.
It's the road to romance.
Rue romantique. Okay, and we're gonna show it. So
Okay.
should we come over here to do this?
Sure.
Is that the best
Yeah.
way? Wait, first let's show this.
Nope.
Oh my gosh, this is the cutest possible dress form that she's got going on here. All of this beautifulness.
Here, we'll pull out my
Rue romantique. R-U-E and then romantique. So it's the road to romance. Where'd you come up with that again?
The road to romance, because we all love Paris, and Susan actually texted me when they were in Paris and said, I know what it needs to be. It needs to be Rue Romantique.
There you
Wanted
go.
romantique. We were like, romantique has to be in it, and that's what happened.
There
It's
you
a
go.
road to
Look at this,
romance.
you guys. Oh my gosh, are you dying?
The real way how products get named.
Exactly.
Yeah, really.
Right.
It's super glamorous. Super glamorous. Okay, so come over here. Let's show them the individuals.
Okay. And what I love about it, this is the most exciting part to me, is not only are there closed back, so when you're first starting, you can fill them with resin and pictures, but you can also do open back, which open back is so awesome because it looks like a window. It's like a little window to your soul.
I love it, the open back, and you're going to show us.
I am
right?
going to show you.
Because
yes.
it is intimidating, the thought of trying to work in a surface that there's no back to.
Exactly.
So this is great. She's going to give you a little demo,
Yes.
a little bonus demo,
Yes.
because we have time. They love it.
Oh,
they love it.
yay, thank you.
All right, so you guys, how many new pieces are we looking at here?
A lot. There's like a huge array of bezels, and the bezels, they are romantic, but they're totally cutting edge and trendy, so they're applicable in really any project that you're working on.
So some of it's bezels, some of it's findings.
The findings, there's chain, you have to have rhinestone because I'm all about the bling.
You
and
have
then
to.
Also really cool, no more laying the bezel down and having to press it into the paper to get an indentation. We have the templates.
Stencil, the templates.
Well, the stencils, yeah, whatever you want to call it. You cut your image out, pop it in,
Love it.
and voila!
There you
and
go.
then, of course, ribbon, because nothing without Kristen.
No, this is Kristen's colors. Right here. This is her color palette.
Yeah, in love.
This
in love
is
with
the
gray.
color palette.
And then the other awesome thing, I'm going to reach over.
Tell me about this.
Oh, the bars.
Oh
These
my
are cool
gosh.
because not only can you form them on a bracelet mandrel to be like a half cuff, there's one right here, I'll show you.
Oh my gosh, I love that.
You can also make it a toggle with this bezel,
Yeah.
so it's a nice bracelet. Or you could just have it like this, so you could hang all the goodies off
Absolutely,
of
because
it.
you can just punch a little hole in that.
Exactly. Yep.
Oh my
Little
god.
drill.
What's your favorite way to put a hole through the metal?
My favorite way is a drill. I think every girl and man should have a power drill.
Absolutely.
But, you know, a drill is really the best way. And 1/16, that's all I can say.
Really?
Use that drill bit and you can drill a perfect hole every
1/16.
time.
Okay.
Yes.
And then, I mean, if you don't have a drill, you can always hammer and nail
You
it.
can hammer it with a nail.
Yeah.
Just get a nice sharp nail because that will go through, and then just make sure you take a metal file or even a fingernail file and soften that metal up so you can
Little
scratch
tips.
yourself.
Don't forget if you don't have a drill.
And then the flip book. The flip book is the must-have.
Oh gosh, look at this
Because
thing.
not only this is a prototype.
Right,
I promise it will flip this way, but it has the project, and it has all the goodies you need. And then as a bonus, I shared family photos out of my stash. So you get my clip art that I use in my personal projects.
Those are your peeps.
That's my grandma.
Oh my gosh, how cute
And that's
is
my
that?
uncle and my other uncle.
Oh my gosh, how fun.
So it's fun.
And so when is this coming out?
It's coming out. It debuted yesterday at CHA, so it's out. It's here, babe.
Okay, so we just have the prototype.
We have the prototype. It's in print right now. So we'll have the perfect, nice copies ready to ship.
And look at the cuteness on the front.
Thank you.
With the blurb. It says, okay, will the little hand press work? To punch a hole, I think they're talking about.
Hand press. So the little screw, yes.
Yeah, and then hubby has a Dremel, I think.
Yep.
That has a drill tip. Yes.
You need to commandeer the Dremel and say, I know this is yours, but it needs to go in my studio or craft room.
That's right. That's right. And then they put up your YouTube video.
Oh, yay!
Okay, and let's see. Fun pieces to play with. I told him, she says, will do. I'll tell him you said so. Yes, Kristen said I can use your Dremel and it can become mine now.
Yes, I think we need like maybe a Dremel or a drill or something in the Rue Romantique line. We could have it be like scarlet
it'd be
red.
pretty. A pretty Dremel. See, Susan, when you turn into a girl, you want pretty tools.
That's what
Because I can imagine that Susan's tools are very not pretty.
No, they're not.
They're like
not at all.
covered in this and gook, and it's like
They're cool. They're totally cool.
Yeah,
they're cool.
tools.
They're cool because she's all about that like industrial chic. All right, but industrial chic could have a pretty.
Oh yeah, but Kristen's a pretty one.
I know, that's true.
With Ice Resin.
all about
I
the
can't
pretty.
beat Kristen. She's got the pretty stuff.
No, she's got the pretty. Oh, here, look at what they've got. Customizable tools.
yeah.
What if you guys came out with a drill that had a bezel on it already?
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
That'd be so cool.
I like that.
Yes.
That'd be great.
Yes, a
You
hard
know
bezel.
what?
nice
I'm
ones.
telling you, this live stream, we've come up with some really good ideas for these manufacturers.
I know, really.
Yeah,
Thanks.
these are documented.
It is. It's
Yeah,
nice to hear.
yeah.
Exactly.
It's fun. It's fun. And that's the thing, you guys. When you have ideas for the manufacturers, they like to hear them.
Absolutely.
And they love
oh
to
my
see
gosh.
what you make with their stuff.
Well, that's why it's good being out here because
I know.
we
You're
get all the
getting real
input.
feedback right now,
Exactly.
right?
Exactly.
Yes. Okay, and Laggy says pink gets too dirty.
Yes.
That's why it needs to be red, scarlet red.
Right.
Yeah, there you go.
right,
Your man
right.
uses it one time and it's all stained. That's true. Boys are dirty and smelly.
Why do they? And they
Girls
sweat.
are pretty and they're
They
dewy.
sweat.
That's right. Oh, they sweat.
Yeah.
Our dude here is getting very offended.
Did you sweat while you made your last piece?
No.
Yeah. No, of course not. Okay, so we're going to demo this open back bezel. So I'm going to bring the camera over here.
And we have this lovely red tape because red
Red is your
the color
color.
Scarlet, yes.
Okay.
And the great thing is this tape that we have included in the line does not leave residue, so it leaves a nice.
This is
clean-
Ice Resin tape?
This is Ice Resin tape. This is Rue Romantique.
Romantique.
Romantique tape.
Yes.
Okay.
So you just want to pull off a little bit.
Okay.
And then cut it across. And I always make it a little longer than the bezel because I'm going to show you my handy dandy trick.
Okay, tricks.
Tricks. Okay, so you put the bezel on the tape and make sure you don't put your fingers in the area that the opening for the resin is going to go into because then you'll have little fingerprints on the back of the resin. And although that could be like a cool
That's
look.
kind of cool.
Yeah.
It could be your background.
Exactly. You can be like, oh, okay.
But for this case, just so you know.
And then, because because I made it a little longer, I just turn the corners over so I have a place to handle the bezel and I don't worry about that open area.
Nice.
And then I burnish it either with my fingers or an old gift card. Those are like
There
awesome.
you go.
Or if you have
Or
a
a
real
current
tool,
gift card.
Yeah. And then you could see, or current gift card. Yeah, a reloadable like coffee card
go.
perhaps. Or you just go on the edge of the table and do it
Oh,
there
smart,
as well.
smart.
And
Hey,
then-
you guys, wait really quick. Bernie Berlin just joined us from a place to
Bernie!
Hi, Bernie! We are raising money for a place to bark, you guys know, and the Charity Wings Art Center. So we're so glad you joined us, Bernie. She's so busy. She's
Where are you, Bernie? We're looking for you.
I know.
She's at home rescuing babies.
Oh,
Yeah, she's saving lives.
Yes, we love
She's
her.
saving lives.
We love her. Okay, so you have your tape on.
Okay.
And then I'm just going to pour just a wee bit in here because what I like to do,
She's already mixed up her resin, by the
I've
way.
mixed my resin, yes. For 2 minutes, you want to mix this slowly and gently. No whipping, no fast beating. It's not beating eggs for an omelet. It's folding them for a nice souffle.
Which would be hard for Susan because she's very into the violent art.
Poor Susan.
And I mix big quantities.
That's
Yes,
right.
she does.
So I have to beat it.
Courtside.
That's right.
She
You know
has
what?
one of those industrial, like, immersion blenders.
Okay, this is getting very dirty. I just want you guys to know.
Okay, so
She's
going back
mixing
to this, she's mixing with the immersion blender. So now I've lost track what I'm saying.
Okay, I'm sorry. We
Okay.
distracted her.
So, and why the open back bezel? I'll just say because I really do like that window effect.
yes, can you look at Kristen's necklace? Look at this. See, that's an
Oh,
open back
beautiful.
necklace. So pretty.
So what I like to do is I do the first layer, I pour the resin, I let it dry for a few hours, and
I
then
know, it is
I
gorgeous.
really like transparencies because I think they give you that real ethereal look.
Yeah.
So I put the transparency in after it's dried for a few hours, not simply so it lays flat on the resin and you don't have a lot of
Oh,
air
so you don't do
bubbles.
it right away?
No, you can, but you run the risk of having a few bubbles in the back, which is okay because I think bubbles are totally serendipitous and
Okay.
it's all right.
Yes.
And it's not the resin making the bubble, it's the transparency making the bubble because you're giving air to that space.
Right.
Unless you go in and really push it down.
And watch it. Yeah.
And then you just want to put a wee bit of resin on top. It self-domes, it's clear, it's beautiful, and voila, masterpiece.
So pretty.
And you make it all your own.
So what are you going to put in this one?
I'm not sure. We need to let it dry for a while, so probably transparency.
A little transparency.
Yeah, I'll show you. We have a necklace with that bezel. I don't mean to turn my back.
No, you're fine. I'm showing the bezel.
Okay. We'll get it off. There's such a plethora of jewelry on this poor mannequin. She's very blinked out. Okay, so do you want to just meet me halfway? Mm-hmm. So this is that bezel with a transparency in it, and then I finished it off with a row of rhinestones. And at the point that
How did you add the rhinestones? With the resin?
Good question. Yes, I did. When I put the second layer on, I attached the rhinestones with just a teeny bit of glue to hold it in place.
Yeah.
But the resin is actually what's holding the rhinestones into that bezel.
Because the resin is a permanent
It is.
adhesive.
It's a permanent adhesive. It will last your lifetime.
Until you drill in there, or like Susan, those power tools maybe. But other than that, it's pretty much on there for good.
Exactly. It's
That's
not going to move.
so
It's not going to
pretty.
shift. You just
So
really want to
pretty.
make sure that you do leave it in a nice, safe place.
I know,
it's not,
yeah. And okay, so there's always questions about ice resin that we want to make sure that we address some of these questions about ice resin.
Okay.
So I know people always ask, like, do you need to cover it when you leave it to
No.
self-dome? I mean, to
Never
cure?
want to cover it.
You leave it
You
uncovered.
do want to make sure it's not near a heater vent where dust may go into it, or perhaps where you have an animal that sleeps or a child that would stick their thumb into it.
Okay. So we want it in a safe place. Don't cover it.
Don't cover it.
Okay, and then people have this thing with putting paper in there. It gives the different effect depending on what you do to the paper.
Exactly.
So what do you suggest for the best way to add paper to your...
I'm a
Your ice
paper
resin.
rebel because I don't seal it. We do have a sealant that you can use that you can seal your paper, and I always say it's up to you. That's kind of, the ball is in your court. If you want to seal it up.
Yes.
If not, the one thing, don't ever put an original photo in if it's the only photo you have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need to print
It's
that
important.
out. Yeah.
Exactly, yeah.
But otherwise, do you have any other tips for adding things to the bezel that could possibly bleed or change colors or whatever? I mean, the resin is non-toxic, but some
It is.
things do change when you put it in.
Fabric especially will change color. Lace takes on a different color. It almost becomes opaque. So if you want it to really show, you just want to paint it a little bit.
Okay.
A little bit of paint, maybe like a white acrylic paint. If you want to put something in and you know it's going to emerge from it, that's totally fine.
Yeah.
Emerging objects from it looks totally
I love
great.
it when they're sticking out.
Yes, I do too.
I do love that,
I do
especially
too.
rhinestones.
Yeah, I like, yes.
Yes. Okay, so I know it is beautiful. It's amazing. So if you guys have questions about ice resin, there's tons of information on the website.
Yes.
But you can always email these manufacturers. They want to know, like, what are the questions, because that's the only way they can address
Exactly.
them.
Yeah.
And you're like, you do it all the time, so you know what you use.
Yeah.
But, you know, sometimes people are like, oh, all I needed to do was drill the bubble.
Exactly.
You know, like that kind of
Or take a pin and pop the bubble.
There you go.
Yeah, I know. Well, I just want to say that I'm just really excited. This Kristen has the first line from Ice Resin, and I'm just so excited to have Kristen. It is such a beautiful line, as you guys see. This is our first launch. This is the second day of the launch. We've had such good reception to it. Somebody asked if she was going to be putting a cross-shaped bezel in there, and I'm thinking Kristen is going to be it's growing. It's a growing line. It's not really just bezels. It's a bead pack, it's an image pack, it's a lot of other things to it. So really, I see this line as Kristen Robinson. And she said, really, where did the name come from? When I was in Paris, walking around, I just saw this beautiful vintage spot, and I thought, oh my gosh, this is my Kristen. So she really is. So I'm lucky, and I'm so excited to have Kristen on
Bernie's
board.
saying they want to
Very
do
blessed.
a doggy charm.
A doggy charm!
Collar charms using ice resin.
If he's a romantic, sweet little doggy, we'll do it.
Well, she's got hundreds of doggies, so one of them's got to be romantic and sweet, right?
Yeah.
Okay, super cute. So, Kristen has a giveaway.
I have a giveaway.
This is our last giveaway for today, but still so
What are you giving
good.
away?
Oh, we're giving away a plethora.
More
Do you get
tickets
say
to
what it
go
is
in.
first, or
Yeah,
after?
say what it is.
Okay, so